here over the last 13 years, meeting my farmer and eating down the road. There's a very special person in the audience, Bruce Conover. Can you stand up for me? Is he here? He's a farmer that lives down the road from us at Sir William Farm. He's here back in the corner. He has food out. He inspired me to put money in the honor box weekly and started telling me about the importance of how your food is raised with his son working on the farm. And so thank you, Bruce, for feeding me. All of you have become part of my daily shopping habits for eating better too. So this night is for the farmers, and we're celebrating you and the hard work you do to feed us. So thank you, Linda Fix. Thank you. And so I want to take time, I want to introduce now someone very dear to me, a very dear friend of mine, and also one of our executive board members, Stephen Mack. He is a fierce believer in what we're doing and the importance of local eating, and we have a program put together to show you the work we've been up to and why it matters.
Let's go way. Hi everybody. So I'm going to take you through some of the things that FarmOn has done over the past year and tell you all a little bit more about us and what we do. So if you look at this screen here, unfortunately we lost this one. So if that's all that goes wrong this evening, we're going to be in good shape. So FarmOn has three main goals. Our first one is to create an economic engine connecting rural and urban marketplaces, inspire young people to agricultural careers, and bring awareness to food choices and reinvigorating respect for farming. And to that last point, we want to take an opportunity right now to thank all the farmers in the audience. There are 100 farmers here. And they provided all the food that you're eating tonight. So all the vegetables, the meats, the cheeses, and the alcohol. And then we also want to thank Chef Jean-Georges for preparing the menu for tonight's meal. And also to thank his staff at ABC Kitchen. And if you don't know ABC Kitchen, it's a fantastic restaurant in the city, farm to table. And this is actually a good segue to get into one of our first programs about bringing local marketplaces and urban marketplaces together. So FarmOn with ABC Kitchen created the ABC CSA. And you may know what a CSA is. It's community supported agriculture, which is exactly what this is, but it's cityfied and curated. What that means is you're not getting 10 pounds of kale, because that would not function in a New York City apartment, and you get recipes from Jean-Georges, as well as local products and cheeses, jams, and that sort of thing. So ABC CSA has done really well. We buy direct from 30 local farms. We have 53 members to date, and it's growing. $74,000 generated in the local Hudson Valley economy. And connecting New York City families to the farms. And it's beyond farm to table, it's farm to your table at home. If you'd like to know more about ABC Kitchen and ABC CSA, you can go to abchome.com and click on the Eat menu. And there's also some auction items, the silent auction in the back, so if you get some time to look at that, please do. And now, eating local or getting food locally sourced is not about just local to city or rural to city. It's also about serving the local community with local food. And that brings us to the next initiative here, the Local School Milk Initiative. And the pilot program started with Taconic Hills High School, which is just down the street here on the Beauty Highway on 11. And Taconic Hills has 1,500 students. It serves 11 towns in the area, and they drink a lot of milk. But the current situation with milk, with Taconic Hills, is the milk came from pretty much everywhere. The milk came from as far as 2,500 miles away. Not necessarily the highest quality. For the dairy people in the audience, they over-pasteurize their milk. You don't know how long it's been sitting around before it gets to the schools. And kids weren't really drinking it, to be honest. So what FarmOn did with Hudson Valley Fresh, who I'm sure there are some Hudson Valley Fresh dairy farms in the audience. Hudson Valley Fresh is a cooperative of 10 family farms, all in this area. And so what we did is we found a way to supply the Taconic High School with Hudson Valley milk. So it's sourced locally. The milk is a little bit more expensive, and to make it work for the school, FarmOn subsidizes part of the cost for the milk. And it goes cow to kid in 36 hours. So that's pretty cool. But the best part is consumption is up 300% for milk. So the kids really like it. Now what's really exciting is this program has gotten a lot of attention, and we're looking to expand it to 15 school districts in the state and to the whole SUNY school system. And the next 3 districts that are coming up are up there on the screen. And there's going to be an opportunity for you later on in the program, if you'd like to fund one of these programs for the schools, you'll be able to do that. All right, so now the kids. So that's what all this is really about, is teaching and inspiring the next generation of farmers to get into farming. So Camp FarmOn was an initiative with all of these educational institutions here to teach kids about the entrepreneurial spirit in farming. And the first one that they did back in 2012 was sort of modeled off of Shark Tank. And students went to visit farms, they got inspired with ideas for businesses, came up with businesses, and then pitched them to a real-life venture capitalist panel to find out, what they thought of their ideas. And we actually have 3 of those students here in the audience tonight. They're all in the local high school. I'm going to talk about them now. So the first one is Ian Perry. Is Ian here? There he is. Ian, stand up. So there's Ian with the lady in red, if you can't find him. And Ian's idea was the organic grow box. And basically what it is a 6-foot high by 30 foot by 30 foot crate, self-enclosed. And at the top of the crate are LED grow lights powered by solar power or biofuels as needed. And then in the bottom there is a hydroponic growing solution for the plants to grow in. And the idea is that this can be put in developing countries where the climate isn't conducive to growing anything, and it protects the plants from pests and the weather and so on. So Ian is actually looking to pursue a career in agriculture, and he's actually come back to FarmOn this past fall as a camp counselor, which has been really great too. So next up is Emily Ooms, and she's here with her father and uncle who run the Ooms Dairy Farm. And her idea was potted peas. And potted peas is a vase, sort of like that has compartments in it that you would buy at a farm, in the area if you're visiting from the city. And it's pre-planted with herbs and different flowers and some small vegetables, so that kids can take it back to the city, have it in their apartments, and then, get an experience of what it's like to learn about where the vegetables come from. And Emily is also looking to get into farming. She's going to get a degree in agribusiness and then come back here and work on the family farm and continue the business. And that's the kind of thing that we need. That's Emily. Where's Emily? Emily should be here. I saw her. There she is, way in the back. So next up we have Brandon Johnson. Now Brandon Johnson, his idea was a farming hand. And the best way to describe it is kind of like Zipcar for farm equipment. So basically, local farms join a cooperative, they pay a membership fee, they go online and they book farm equipment that they might need at certain times of day, so they don't have to own it. And they can also hire labor very easily. All the insurance is taken care of. And it's all done online. He actually even made a website to bring home the concept. Unfortunately, I don't have a screenshot of that. But Brandon actually wants to go become a chef, own his own farm-to-table restaurant, and he's actually cooking here tonight in the back. So I don't know if he's here. Is Brandon here? Is he out front? Oh wait, there he is. So, again, the camp is about getting today's youth interested in farming, to show them that it is a business, it is viable, and it's needed. And if anybody wants to know more about the Camp FarmOn, you can talk to Ted Hennessy, who is here somewhere. Ted, where are you? So Ted, stand up. You stay a little, there you go. Okay. And Ted is very instrumental in this program, and he's done a great job. All right, so finally, this is the big news. This is something where, Tessa, come on back up here. So, we're really excited to announce today that FarmOn is in the process, final stages of being the next successor to the Ackley Farm. And the Ackley Farm has been around for what, 40, 70 years? More?
The Ackley family's here. The Ackley family's here. Can they stand up? The Ackley sisters are all here. And they really, Mary called me up and said, we really are ready to move on from this farm. And we heard maybe you were doing something. So I thought maybe you should come over and we should have a chat about it. So we did. And
so we're proud to announce FarmOn at Empire Farm. And so what this is going to be is a community center, an accredited apprentice program for kids working with the SUNY school system, and a best practices working farm. It's actually going to be a farm. And teaching agriculture as an economically viable business to kids. So let me show you it now. So it's just about a half a mile south of Copake, or about a 5 to 10 minute walk. And it's located about 217 acres. And there's some wonderful structures on the property, which we have a lot of fun plans for. And I'll just show you these photos to end with tonight. And you're going to be hearing a lot more about this in the coming months, especially at the Fall Harvest Festival. So please come to that. So that's it. So thank you everybody for coming. I hope you now know a little bit more about what we're doing. Is there anything else you want to say?
oh, I think it's time to eat.
I have one more thing to say. Yeah, I have one more thing to say. A huge round of applause for this woman right here. No. Seriously, none of the stuff you saw on there would have happened without her. It took a village for sure to get it done, but you're the impetus for it. It's fantastic, and you've inspired so many of us. You've inspired me to be here. I don't do stuff like this. I mean, this is great. So, all right, that's it.
No, I just think it's really great that we have a bridge now between city and farm, and I think that that's really important. And I was really inspired just by eating with all the farmers that feed me, and I got to know them, and I got to know the journey and the locals, and how important it is to this local economy that we get kids back involved in farming, in the business of food, so it's viable. So I hope you all dig deep, fork it over, and help us build this dream. We're really counting on you. Thanks for being here, and thanks again to all our farmers for feeding us. And one more thing, thank you to Stephen Mack, my dear friend, and his family, who I have humbly come to with this idea, and they say FarmOn. So thank you all so much.
All right, so we'll be back in a half hour for the auction.
Ready, fork it over.